after your fight against Rampage, you revealed that he was on TRT. What's your take on TRT?
You know, these fighters are doing what they got to do. You know, I'm not really versed in it to talk about it too much, but for me, is I had a job. There's a bunch of things in that fight. Oh, he hurt his knee, TRT or whatnot. We're contracted to come in there and fight however many rounds and go out there and beat that opponent. So I showed up to Japan. I made weight. I went out there and beat Rampage, and that was it for me. I didn't listen to anything else I had to say as far as the TRT or not making weight or whatever. That's what I was contracted to do, and that's what I did. So I just moved on from it.
Would you have liked to have known that he was on that treatment prior to your fight, or would it have mattered?
It wouldn't have mattered. I flew out there to Japan, to go out there and beat him. Went out there and did that, so it really doesn't matter either or, So for me, I know I trained my butt off. I knew I was ready, so that's all I'm worried about is me.
You recently became a father. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How does that change your perspective towards fighting? And what I mean by that is, do you look at fighting now as I have to do well because that's how I'm going to provide for my kid? Or is it like I'm going to give him my best at fighting, and no matter what happens, I still have a family at home to worry about?
I really don't look at it any differently as far as that aspect of it, because I love the sport. I have fun doing it. I want to be the best. I'm a competitor. I've always been my whole life. It just gives you that there's something else out there. Long day of training camp, I get to come home, see my son. That's a good feeling. And for me, it's just I want to make everybody proud. I want to make my teammates proud, my coaches proud, and also my family. I want to have him look back and be proud of his dad, which is a cool thing. But for me, I just want to know that I gave it my all and that I didn't disappoint anybody, let alone myself. So if anything, it just gives a little extra motivation to get in there and just give it your all. I don't know why, it just does.
You're in a fight for a title shot, you're not in a fight for a title shot, and then now you are. Has that been a distraction for you at all? I know that you say you focus on just this fight, but as a human being, you hear news like that and it makes you happy, it makes you sad.
Yeah, not really. I beat Machida. I'm close to that title shot regardless, and you never know, you could be thrown in there. Somebody might get hurt or whatever, So there's always on the back of your mind. To hear it is great. It's just a little extra. But I don't need any extra motivation. I'm ready to go for this fight. I'm excited about it, and it didn't distract me at all. It's just kind of just out there. When I go out there and I beat Machida and hopefully do it very impressively, and then I'll worry about it and say, come on, let me get that title shot. But right now, it's going out there, beat Machida, and I'm not worried about anything else.
You started your career out, perfect with a perfect record. You had a couple setbacks last year, and you say that it gave you time to reflect. What was the more humbling experience? Accepting your first fight, or looking in the mirror and saying, "Wow, this is what I really need to do to improve my game"?
Most humbling experience was after I lost to Tito. Went back in the locker room, and I was just down. I wouldn't call it depression because I'm a happy guy and I can pretty mentally tough. I can get through a lot of things, but I was just down for weeks after that, and you get second guess yourself and you wonder if you're doing the right things and whatnot. So we went out and got a whole new coaching staff, got the right people around us, and if I didn't lose to Tito, I'd be doing the same thing, and it might be later on down the road. So I don't say that I'm glad I lost, but I'm glad I had made those changes for sure. And I don't know if I would have done it if I didn't lose. So looking back, there's something good that happened to me, even though it sucked at the time. But it's I'm going to be better for it in the long run, like you've seen with Rampage, and like hopefully you'll see with Machida. I'm going to keep it rolling now. This is a totally different fighter. I feel great. It's different than I was before, and I'm going to continue to try to be my best.